on the highest peak of Mount Kailas, lost in clouds, impossible for mortals to obtain, except through prayer, difficult even for sages to obtain. Lord Shiva, master of the indrawn state, Lord of yoga, sat indrawn for thousands of years. His wife, Sati, sat by his left side, her eyes closed. She felt a stirring, something occurring in the world of action when she opened her eyes. The sky was filled with aerial vehicles. She recognized the vehicle of the moon and called to her friend, Chandra, where are you going? Where is everyone going? Oh, Sati, why are you not dressed? And look at Shiva, lost into himself. Your father is performing a great fire ceremony this morning to destroy the demons. Did you forget? Look, I have my invitation. And she flew off. The sky cleared of vehicles. Sati lowered her face into her hands and sighed. She touched her husband's shoulder. Shiva, wake up. Daddy is performing a fire ceremony to destroy the demons. Get dressed so you can go. He opened both eyes. He's doing what? You heard me. Like an invitation? Well, it hasn't arrived yet. I mean, the messengers are probably lost in the mountains. You know, Shiva, we move about so frequently. We always move about. An ant could lead him. It's no secret when we move. Oh, Shiva, we don't need an invitation. It would have been, like everyone knows us. Daddy will be angry if we're late. Sati, Daddy will be angry if we show up. He doesn't want me. He wants to do it all himself. It's foolish to go where you are not wanted. Who doesn't want you? I sit up late nights. I listen to your devotees chant your name. They have sense. Daddy doesn't. Oh, Shiva, it would have been so much simpler if you had only stood when Daddy entered the sacred conclave of the sages to acknowledge his presence. You know how sensitive he is. Sati, I didn't even know he was there. I was totally lost into myself. Oh, you know how much he depends upon recognition. If we don't go, what an awful thing it'll be for failing to honor Durga. I mean, his sacrifice will be for nothing. Sati, he brings it on himself. The Vedas have gone to his head. He thinks he's the Lord of sacrifice. Brahma encourages him. Oh, Sati, forget him. Wipe out his oath. Cancel it. I don't want to live without you. Shiva, it can't be cancelled. He has to live with it. So I have to live without you because of his stupidity. He'll insult you. You're not coming back. Once you leave, I will withdraw. I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years. I will never see you again. Shiva, stop that. You're attracted to my looks. Shiva, I will always come to you in whatever form you want. I'm his daughter. I will simply explain to him what he must do if he wants any success from his ceremony. I mean, surely the consequences of failure will wake him up. He won't listen. Even if I were to beg on my knees for forgiveness, he would enjoy dismissing me. The old God would have to change to accept me. I'd have to change him. Would you change, Daddy? He said nothing. He summoned his servant, the white bull Nandi, with instructions to take her to the fire ceremony and stay with her till she's ready to come back. He watched them depart long after they'd gone from sight. Father, you swore an oath to Durga. I do not need you. You will never have a son. I will not be bound by an oath to an obscure goddess. I gave her what she asked for, and in return I'm insulted. He brings nothing to these sacred gatherings. You threw away your life form, throw it away altogether. If it takes death, so be it. I'll pray for you to come back to a more auspicious life. You will choose more wisely. He reached his hand for the oil to pour upon the fire and flung it. I am the Lord of sacrifice. The fire ceremony is the most powerful in creation. Whatever is thought, whatever is felt in its presence, manifests. The guests were horrified at how monstrous he appeared. Father, you are a fool. I knew you would insult me when you called for a child. I came into this world to wake you up. She stood at the edge of the fire pit. She offered her life force to the fire, the great inner fire of yoga. The prana rose through her body, merged into a skull, and departed, crying, Shiva! And she fell into the fire pit. But the fire refused to touch her. It moved back. A cold wind entered, scattering ashes. The guest stood up in horror. It's Dadichi's curse. We're ruined. Shiva heard the cry, and he fainted. When he revived, he tore a strand of hair from his head and struck the ground. Instantly appeared the 1,000-armed warrior Virabhadra on his knees, holding knives, axes, and lances. What is your will? Destroy Daksha's sacrifice. Thousands of ghosts and demons, accompanied by Virabhadra, waving soul-destroying weapons, galloped towards the sacrificial theater. Daksha saw them coming. He went to his knees before Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, there's never been a sacrifice to the gods that demons did not seek to foul. Stretch your arm over this horde and cut them down. These are Shiva's gunners, his followers. They're not common demons. Your daughter had power over his anger. Do your priests know the words to bring her back to life? You cannot help me. You cannot protect me. I gave you the larger share of the sacrifice. I appointed you deity. Vishnu went to his knees with the only comfort you can possibly give when destruction has pointed you out. When the gods are angry, men pray. When Shiva is angry, the gods pray. That is no advice. Those are crazy words. I refuse Shiva of anything. Shiva is death. I called you here. I called the gods here. I will give up nothing. I am master of every word my father sang. He called for Brahma, but Brahma had quietly left. Virabhadra, accompanied with his cohorts, jumped into the sacrificial enclosure, scattering the gods, striking at them, taking the sacred fire, tossing it out of the pit, devouring the priests who chanted the prayers and the mantras. Daksha clung to a sacred altar, screaming, "You cannot destroy my sacrifice!" Shiva had promised Sati he would change her father. The moment had come. In the midst of this carnage, he manifested with an axe and cut off Daksha's head. Then he caught the sacrificial goat, struck off the head and stuck it on Daksha's shoulders. You're the sacrifice. Thanks for inviting me. And then he went on his knees. Sati, it's time to go home. Everyone is gone. Tired from your trip here? Darling, I can weave flowers in your hair. I'm very good at that now. He picked her up and set her upon his shoulders. His feet struck the earth in a terrible dance. Vishnu, fearing such grief would overwhelm the three worlds, shot arrows at the body, which piece by piece fell. Where it touched the earth, gave birth to a holy shrine. Shiva returned to his cave, his mountain, and closed his eyes.